VPC flow logs for network level logging. If you were to use Control Tower, like I mentioned before, CloudTrail and that centralized logging account with the right set of privileges would automatically be created for you as a part of Control Tower deployment. Backups are a central part of your recovery strategy. You can use AWS Backup to schedule periodic backups for commonly used data stores such as EBS, RDS, and DynamoDB. Secure storage then refers to protecting the malicious alteration of your data. Glacier vault logs, S3 object logs, separating the data volume and the root volume, and then mounting the data volume as read only to your EC2s can help you achieve that on AWS. Network protection talks about restricting the intruder's capability to intrude your network and then perform a lateral expansion in your network. On AWS, some of the services that can help you achieve that are security groups, network ACLs, guard duty because it can detect malicious activities on your VPCs, and it can help you achieve network protection. And lastly, block listing, the C2 communications. On AWS, you can use WAF to block list the inbound communications. For outbound communications, you can use guard duty in conjunction with Event Bridge. You can also use S3 outbound security groups and our newly released AWS network firewall to achieve that. So how does it look like on AWS? This is a potential architecture. Now, as you can see, that guard duty and Event Bridge form the core of it. Event Bridge specifically, in our case, is the brain. This is where we teach the patterns like when you find an EC2 instance based on the guard duty finding that is communicating with a known C2 server, go ahead and quarantine that instance, attach a forensic volume to it, take a snapshot of it, and then move the forensic analysis and the snapshots over to a specific forensic account. All of this can be easily done. You can perform almost real-time response using SSM playbooks, Lambda, and Systems Manager. And SNS. Then you have services that will allow you to do secure storage and inventory management, like we talked before. One of the most important takeaways that I want you to have from this particular slide is without proper governance, none of this would be possible. So the control tower guardrails and organization-driven SCP service control policies should be at the forefront of it. But even if you do all of that, and if I were to ask you, how do you know that you are proactively prepared? How do you know you are following the best practices? Well, to make the answer easier, we created AWS Self-Assessment Toolkit. We used well-known frameworks like Scout Suite and Prowler as a part of the toolkit. Then we extended the checks by adding our own. We know the cost is a major factor for many of you. So running the SAT should not cost you more than a couple of dollars, and in many cases, less than $1. We know that builders like to extend things. So we release the entire code on GitHub. But then more importantly, we know that not all builders are developers. And that should not come in the way from them protecting their accounts in their companies. So in order to run SAT, you do not need to have any programming experience or CloudFormation experience for whatever reasons. It's very easy deployment, and I will demonstrate that to you in just a minute. Then I was talking about adding our own checks. Remember, we were talking about the NIST framework a couple of slides ago, and then we saw how you can implement that framework on AWS using that reference architecture. Here, we know that SSM or Systems Manager should be a part of your defense strategy. So we added a check for that. We know that ransomware comes after outdated operating system. So we added a check for that as well. So we added many checks, and there are many checks that are coming as forward as well. So let's talk about what it looks like. Let me show you how easy it is to deploy. So we don't want to impact your existing workloads. So in order to solve for that, we create our own VPC. When you deploy SAT, we create our own VPC with a public and a private subnet. We then deploy a bunch of lambdas and an EC2 system that performs these assessments. And when you delete the stack, all of the resources get deleted other than that S3 bucket because it contains the reports. So pictorially, this is how it looks like. You have a VPC that has an internet gateway attached to it, and then you have all of these public and private subnets, and then when you delete the stack, everything gets deleted other than that one S3 bucket because it contains your report. So let's look at the deployment to see how easy it is to deploy SAT. So here, this is the public repo where we have SAT deployed. Sorry, where we have published SAT. That page that you saw has detailed instructions of how you deploy it, what it achieves, things to consider. And as you can imagine, there is no code here that you need to use to deploy this solution. Now, you can download the SAT by cloning the repo, or you can download it as a zip. Here I have downloaded the zip, the files. I cloned the repo. And I will upload the files over to this S3 bucket. Now, as the time of this recording, I have already deleted this account, so these resources don't exist anymore. So I'm going to upload all of these files onto that S3 bucket. And as you can imagine, no code to run this thing. All right, the main file here that we are going to concentrate on is the first one, the self-service sec.yaml. And again, it's not necessary for you to understand what's written in there. That one file is the main orchestration file that creates the resources that are needed for this check. So now we copied the URL for that file, and we're going to use that URL to create this CloudFormation stack. We're going to give the stack a friendly name. And we're going to select yes, we want to do the ransomware checks as well. And then we are going to give the name of the S3 buckets where we have uploaded the files that we downloaded from the GitHub repo. All right, so far so good. Pretty simple. Again, important to note, there is no code required. We're going to leave the defaults as is, and we're going to accept the IAM capabilities because we are going to create resources that will perform some actions in your account. So we're going to accept these. And then the resource creation starts. Now, as you can see, it's creating a bunch of different stacks, bunch of different sources like EC2, IAM. So let me show you what that file looks like. So if you go in the file, you will see that we are going to create there is an IAM stack, VPC stack, sorry. There is an IAM stack, there is an EC2 stack, and all of these are creating the resources that are needed for for running the SAT. And then the ransomware stack as well. This is where there are a bunch of Lambda functions that are going to run the SAT ransomware checks. Right. Once the stack is deployed, you will get that S3 bucket. As you can see, I'm showing the S3 bucket was created as a part of the stack. And if you look for the bucket, you will see that there are a bunch of ransomware checks, the results of ransomware checks already available for you. Each of these are object files. So one of the issues that you saw was that GuardDuty was not enabled in US West 1. And if you open that file, it's a simple text file, so you can open it in any text editor. I'm using Mac, so I'm using TextEdit. The file will show you which regions this check has failed. So now you can see that it's filled in EU North 1, US East, US West 1, and US West 2. So Oregon and Northern California. Right, again, you achieved all of this without knowing even a single line of code. This is an EC2 instance on which we are through which we are running the Scout Suite and Prowler checks.